Ernan McMullin. God does not, cannot experience time. Ernan's a Roman Catholic priest trained in physics who was chairman of philosophy at Notre Dame. He now lives in Ireland and can meet me in Cambridge.
Ernan, many I've talked to, scientists who are believers, will go to the view that God has to be in time.
I strongly disagree. If you look at the whole notion of creation within the Judeo-Christian tradition, within the Muslim tradition also, God is the answer to why there should be a universe in the first place. Now, the first feature of that universe, for the physicist as well as everybody else, is a temporal feature. We now see time and space to be interlocked. Yes. You can't create one without the other. I turn to the physicists here and say, don't you think that time and space are tied together? Yes, of course. All right, take it seriously then.
Well, they would come back and say that it is a conceptual impossibility to consider that God does things outside of time, because you can't do things outside of time.
No, of course, God doesn't do anything outside of time. God simply makes time itself. Whatever else God is certainly not temporal. Temporality is the hallmark of limitation of the creature. God brings to be from nothing in the sense that there is no materials from which God makes the universe. It's not as though he took something called nothing and made something of it. Let me put it this way. There was no time at which the universe did not exist, because time is a condition of the universe itself.
Now, if a God is not in time, how could God answer prayer?
My response to that is to say that the fact that I freely offer a prayer is a free act on my part, which God has allowed me to make as a free act. You don't require God to be temporal in order that I can do that as a temporal action.
But God has to respond.
Oh, God has to respond by the creation in the first place.
So it's not set up mechanically from the beginning?
No, because it's not mechanical simply because there's freedom within it. There is a freedom on my part.
Certainly, I agree with that. There's a freedom on your part. But now, how does God respond to your prayer?
By making the kind of universe in the first place within which that prayer is either answered or not. Insofar as I honestly make a prayer, God, as the creator of that free action, can choose a universe without tinkering with it, in which it's naturally responded to or not. The notion of a special temporality on God's part doesn't attract me at all, because it leaves you, so to speak, with a God who's groping for the future, trying to figure out what's going to happen, hoping that it'll go the right way. And my instinct is that if you have a being sufficient to bring the kind of extraordinary universe to be, it seems to me that to set that kind of limitation of temporality on that being is gratuitous.